Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Pat Voss. This is the Honesty Podcast vlog series, usually 7 days a week, and of course, an interview every Saturday. So, guys, this is an interview. We had actually Andrew McDonald last week, along with Seventh Heaven on my cruise vacation, 7-day vacation through the Caribbean. Was over at St. Martin. I was over in Haiti, and I went to Labadee, Haiti, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. A lot of great times. We were in the water there at St. Martin next to the beach, and had a great time with Seventh Heaven. But this time, I've got Amir Gray from AmirGrayMusic.com. Amir, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, so Amir, I met Amir here at this last Christmas at a Christmas party, an industry Christmas party. It's a lot of entertainers, a lot of, cover bands, musicians, and of course myself being the only podcaster, the only broadcast guy of the entire crew. And thanks a lot to Jim Obos and Becky Obos, by the way, for JPM Photography, for taking a lot of pictures for the industry Christmas party, as well as he and she will be photographing Devo and my wedding next July 2018. So definitely be there for that. I will send out invites very soon. But Amir, let's get down to business here. I mean, what got you started being a musician? And for people that don't know you, what is it that you do?
Okay, so what I do is I play tuba, and that's what a lot of people know me for. But I also produce. I write songs, and I run a few bands too. So
you run a few bands.
Yeah, so I have what a lot of people know me for in Chicago is I have a New Orleans jazz band, and that's kind of how I got on the scene. Like folks starting to get to know me, but I also do like R&B, hip hop, and jazz. And so what got me started is that like I used to sing when I was a kid, and then of course, like every other kid, when puberty hits you, it hits you hard, and it takes away things like your voice. You'll be like, oh yeah, you sing great. And you'll be like, you might want to stop doing that. So I had to pick up something else, and so that ended up being the tuba, and now I play trumpet, trombone too, and of course produce. But yeah, that's how it started, and it's been a lot of stuff since then.
So I know you said, once puberty hit, everything all the singing kind of went out the window, but you started playing instruments. One thing I wanted to know is, when did you exactly know, and maybe you already answered that question about the whole puberty thing, but when exactly did you know what you're doing now, and as making beats as well and producing, like you said, and something that a lot of my Honesty Podcast fans don't know is Amir here actually produced and made the beat to what is officially the Q&A session on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher Radio app. He made the intro. I had my father, Ed Voss, actually do the voiceover section for the intro. So it's all put together. I love this guy. I mean, he does everything.
He
does everything.
You're so kind, bro.
And so my question to you is, when did you know you wanted to do this? When exactly did you figure this out?
Okay, so it's weird for me because like when I was a kid, like singing and stuff before puberty, I knew I was like, yeah, I want to be a singer. Of course, like when you're a kid, you have this like naive vision of what that means. And then, once puberty hit, I was like, okay, well, I got to pick up an instrument. I picked up an instrument. Still, I'm like, I want to do this. I want to make this a living. Still naive vision. So you get out into the real world and you realize that you're like, damn, I got to feed myself off this. I got to actually make some music that actually touches people. So it's like, it goes from this thing of, this is just what I want to do. Look at me, to, I actually have to touch people. And so that's where the whole thing changes.
So for another entertainer, and a lot of people look at what I do as not entertainment, but just passing along information. Mm-hmm. So what they need to understand, though, is just like people in podcasting, people all over, there are entertainers all over. Because Exactly. What is it? I'm not just here to pass over opinions. I'm not just here to pass over facts. Uh-huh. I'm here to let you know, with a little bit of flavor thrown in, exactly what I think about each and every subject for sports and entertainment every single day. That's what I do. And for you, By the way, and this is something we talked about before we got on the interview here, and this is something I wanted to touch on real quick. The Sennheiser headphones are dead sexy. It's it's beautiful, and it's such a great sound. And no, I'm not an affiliate marketer for them, but I will say, out of all, I've had Bose headphones. I've tried Beats headphones, but for podcasting and for doing these interviews, Sennheisers are just, clear and crisp. It goes great with the Yeti, and and I love it. So I'm glad to see you wearing and promoting some good stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly what kind of flavor do you throw in with the tuba? Because I saw you playing up there at the industry party.
Oh yeah,
that was no joke. That was crazy.
Man, it's funny because when it comes to the tuba, I learned from the classical guys. So I'm classically trained, which most people put so much on that. I'm not one of those kind of oh, I'm doing this. I'm classically trained. But when I got into the world, I was just people don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They just want something that touches them. You know what I'm saying? And so when I got into, I was playing jazz, and then eventually I was just hip hop rhythms, R&B rhythms, soul rhythms is what really touches people. So that's what I started to put on my instrument. So with that training, it all blends in together.
Well, a little bit of that soul, a little bit of that funk definitely is a big thing for Chicago. I mean, you can't go downtown in the city without hearing some of that or finding an underground jazz bar. I mean, you've got that in the city. So I'm glad that you put that little spin on it. And that's kind of like I said, how I look at my podcast too. You have to put a spin on it. You have to, no matter what you do, if you're an entertainer, you find out what your audience likes. What is it that they crave? And that's what you give them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing. Are you performing soon, or because I know you did? I know when or after the industry party, you had a few like rehearsals and a show to do. What is it that you do during the winter? Because you said it's usually dry for musicians, but what is it right now that is really thriving for you in your mind playing the tuba?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question. You just said that. So actually, today, which this is gonna be let out a little bit later, but today I got a show for MLK Day.
Oh, nice.
And so we're actually going to be what's it called? We're going to be playing for this MLK tribute thing. And then also I just started this group on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, we're actually about to start getting that going too. But Facebook, we have this group called I Came to Create. I Came to Create. Yeah, you can look us up on YouTube. It's a group. So anything that you post in there, everybody sees. So come and join. And basically, it's a group for creators made by creators. And what that means is it's anything. You could be a podcaster, a musician, an artist, a entrepreneur. As long as you make something, you create something, whether it's physical or just a feeling, you know what I'm saying? Come in, and we basically talk about creative problems. We talk about making what creation means too, you know what I'm saying? And being able to be a successful creator, whether it's full-time or whether it's part-time, whether it's your after work thing.
And by the way, and this is not just because Amir agreed to be on the show as an interview, but I am definitely endorsing I Came to Create for Facebook for sure. And then when you get the thing started on YouTube, definitely let me know and I'll be able to spot that up on Twitter. By the way, and real quick before I get to my next question, you can also follow the show here, Honesty Podcast, at Honesty Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, I'll Pat Voss 12 on Snapchat. Definitely go check out, by the way, it's podbean.com/Honesty Podcast. And also you can find me at Honesty Podcast on iTunes. So there's a bunch of different ways to find me. Obviously, I will put all the links down at the very bottom. I'll put some tags in there so you can find me here on YouTube. And last but not least, before I do get to my last questions here, Patreon. Now, Patreon is a huge thing for me. It's a crowdfunding campaign because basically this is all crowdfunded. This is all, a big crowdfund campaign for the Honesty Podcast. I'm not receiving any affiliate marketing salaries. I'm not receiving anything else. Yes, I do have a Spreadshirt page, spreadshirt.com/Honesty Podcast, and that would be the shop here later this week that will be open, or I'm sorry, video is going to be later. So the 22nd of January, it will be open. And has already opened for the Honesty Podcast Spreadshirt page. It's all the merchandise for the show, hats, hoodies, backpacks, mugs, everything you can think of has got the Honesty Podcast logo right there on it. And, of course, the 22nd of January also marks the first Q&A session with Amir Gray's introduction. So definitely go check that out. And, by the way, before I get to my last question, how can they find you?
You can find me online at Amir Gray Music. That's AmirGray Music. All right, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter. Well, don't really follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. And then also YouTube, I'm about to start letting out more videos too. Got some new music coming out in the month of February. Look out for that. Add me on Facebook. Add me on Instagram again. And let's be friends. Let's hang out.
Let's be friends. Come on, friendly. One last question before we get off of here. If you could do any other profession other than what you currently do,
okay,
what would it be?
That's it. I know it.
Okay.
I still want to do this. I would be a professional skydiver.
Oh, you'd like to be the instructor and the skydiver.
Yeah. I just feel like that's a good job. You know what I'm saying? You jump off of bridges you jump out of a plane every day. That seems fun.
He's like, goodbye to my music career. I'm fine. Every single day. And I think if I wasn't doing this, if I had a choice, if I wasn't doing podcasting, I wasn't broadcasting, I couldn't use my voice, let's say, to get the point across. I would definitely like to be a drummer in a band.
I dig that. Okay.
Because I'm very percussion minded. So I'd like to be a drummer in a band. And of course, I've seen a few of them here come and go with a lot of the cover band scene in Chicago. By the way, I believe I'm going to be replacing Mikey Mouche here pretty soon as the drummer of Seventh Heaven. No, no offense to Mike, by the way. But yeah, that's the thing that I would try out too. So definitely go check him out. This has been Amir Gray. It's AmirGrayMusic.com. Definitely follow him on Instagram, and I Came to Create on Facebook. I'll put out the link as well. If you go follow him on his website, I'm sure he'll put out the link to his YouTube videos as well, coming soon. And definitely check out every Sunday here on the Honesty Podcast on Podbean, Stitcher Radio app, and, of course, iTunes for Amir's intro to my Q&A sessions. Well, this has been Pat Voss. I'm signing off for now. We'll see you later next week for another great interview.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's